Insidious means stealthy, subtle, cunning, and treacherous, seemingly harmless, but with a grave effect. So I wanted to read the definition of that in case any of you wanted to sort of know why this movie is called Insidious. And I want you to think about that definition when you are watching the movie as well as through this review. Now, this movie is obviously a horror movie, which basically is your typical ghost story. Family moves into a home. Little things start happening here and there when they start to settle in. Things are not where they're supposed to be. There's some noises. Sounds like somebody's in the house. There have you. And then when when it really starts to come through, they give it all you got, and you've got this really big haunting ghost story. So it's been a very long time since I've seen a really good horror film. I mean, of course, I saw Paranormal Activity, the Saw movies, and, a few other horror movies here and there that were supposed to be really great. And for the most part, Paranormal Activity did have me on the edge of my seat. But I have to give it to Insidious. This movie was pretty damn good. I have not been scared consistently throughout a movie in a very long time, and I think that's what Paranormal Activity was missing a little bit. And when you think of that as well as Saw, I mean, this movie is obviously made by the people who did Saw and Paranormal Activity. And you're thinking, so is there a lot of gore in this movie? Or is there going to be a moving camera like in Paranormal where, it's all going to be viewed through the eyes of a video camera? Is there going to be horrible writing or any kind of sort of, hint that it's sort of like it's, the other movies? And I want you to erase all assumptions out of your mind. This movie has very little to do with Saw. And except for the director, of course, the guy who directed Saw, James Wan, I believe his name is the one who directed this one, but this has nothing to do with Saw. And as far as Paranormal Activity, the only connection that I can see is the ghosts and spirits, apparition, demons, however you want to classify it. It's the only thing that I really find in common with this movie. This movie definitely delivered on the scare factor. It was pretty good. I'm in the theater, and it's not really packed, which usually gives off more emotion and more intense when you have a lot of people sort of on the edge of their seats. But this theater was like sort of half filled, and there was a lot of screaming going on, but it didn't take away any of the intensity of the movie. I thought this movie was great in a lot of different ways. For one, I thought the writing was excellent. I thought the story, the concept, the reasoning for this haunting was pretty good. I thought the acting was solid. And I want to give a shout out to Lin Shaye. Lin Shaye, I don't know if you know her or recognize her from other movies. She's known for her comedic side. She was in Kingpin, and there's something about Mary. If you want to go way back, she was in a horror movie called Nightmare on Elm Street. I won't say what part, but she did have a small role in that one. See if you can point her out once you look her up. But I got to give it to her. She was great in this movie. She plays the woman who sort of knows all about ghosts and things like that, why they're still here. And she's called upon to give an explanation of why these things are happening to their family. And she reminded me so much of Zelda Rubinstein, Tangia, in Poltergeist. She just gives this sort of, like, I know it all, and I know what's going on, and I'm going to let everybody know. She, obviously, when she enters in the movie, she comes out with more explanation, which makes the movie even more better. And I got to give it to her. I thought her acting was great. I loved her character. She definitely made the movie a lot more better as the movie progressed. I gotta say that the scares that they had were actually pretty good too. The way that they edit this film, camera angles, the way that they can make any little noise, any sort of image, a hallway, a door, a room, just all of these scenes that just played off very, very well. And I thought this movie just, it's been a while since I saw something like this, and I'd have to say there was one little part towards the end that I didn't really agree with, and that's basically because I didn't really understand exactly what it was trying to tell us. But overall, I thought it was great. So my final score for this is a complete perfect 5. I thought every single element towards an entertaining movie hit on great. It was definitely scary. I thought the writing, acting was solid. I definitely would recommend this movie to people. This is for folks who are horror fans, of course, who enjoy a good scare, who actually get scared of movies. That's something that I just don't understand. I haven't figured it out yet, but I come across people all the time who enjoy watching scary movies, but it doesn't scare them at all. They just have, a cold for a heart. They just can't feel the intensity of a movie. They just look at it and think, oh, it's so fake and blah, 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 which is fine. But at the same time, I don't know what you get out of horror movies. You go to these movies and you don't even get scared, and then you walk out saying it was stupid. Well, if you don't get scared, obviously these movies are just, they just go way over your head. There's just no point in going to them. So if you're that type of person who doesn't really get scared by watching a horror movie, this movie isn't for you. Don't go see it. Wait till it comes on DVD. You can watch it in the privacy of your own home by yourself and make fun of it all you want. But I'm telling you, if you go see this movie at the theater, you will jump a couple times. You may even scream, depending on the person that you are. But I definitely recommend the theater quality. Make sure the theater you go to has great sound, because if you go in a theater that only has 2 speakers from the front playing the sound from this movie, it's not going to deliver as well. You need to see it in a really good theater. So pay the money, do the travel, do what you have to do to see this if you choose to see it in the theater. I definitely would see this movie again. I enjoy horror movies just as much as I enjoy watching somebody watch a horror movie. I mean, it's a movie in itself. You tend to see their reaction to some of the stuff that you've already seen, and it is just so funny to watch other people get scared. So I definitely would see this movie again. It will become a part of my collection when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever is going to be out by the time this movie comes out. But I definitely recommend this movie. Go see it. If you have already seen it, comment, let me know what you think, disagree, agree with my statement, or did you like the movie? I want to know.